professionalism. We are going to bring you the odds for the final now that we know it is
already,
Inter and PSG. PSG are favourites going into the final. It sounds like they're favourites for Robbo as well, with what he's just said to me. Is that right, Robbo?
Yes, I think PSG are the better side. Inter, they've got four players over the age of 35. So when the game becomes expansive and the game becomes quick and it might go into extra time, that's when one or two of their players start to look a little bit leggy. I'm not sure about the fitness of Dumfries. In both games he had to come off when he was playing very well. I'm not sure about the fitness of Martinez. Yes, they've got 3 weeks to try and recover. But I just feel that PSG at the moment are playing with great confidence. They've got more attacking ability in those front areas. They've got more pace going forward. And I think they'll control midfield. And it'll be they'll have to play very well on the counter-attack, Inter, if they're to win this game. So I'm going with PSG, I think.
Okay, I agree with everything. Absolutely everything that Stewie just said. Inter are really dangerous, though. They're a dangerous team. And look, we have seen this tournament time and time again. These teams that barely survive, that have to do something special, that it seems like they're out and somehow they advance. They are dangerous once they get into a final. PSG should be the favorites. They should be, for all the reasons that Stewie just mentioned. But to overlook Inter would be a huge, huge mistake.
You're not going to overlook Inter, are you, Jurgen?
I don't agree. Because if you look at, I look at PSG as a wonderful story and how, they fix things and without the superstars and they build, and Luis Enrique, as we said, doing this marvelous job of bringing this partly very, very young team so far. It's fantastic. They're playing good football. They deserve to be in the final. And especially, as Frank said in the beginning, who they beat on the way to the final is highly, highly impressive. When you talk about Inter, you talk about a team and a club that is extremely hungry. Extremely hungry. And that hunger, that grit that they showed yesterday, especially when they were outplayed in the second half, and Barcelona looked like for sure the winner. They found a way, they figured it out, however they figured it out, to equalize that game in the last minute and then to turn things around in extra time where they were clearly the better team again. So this team, you can go now through every position of that team is positioned in a way that on every position they have 2 top-class players. So they can rotate now the next 3 weeks if they say, you know what, maybe the Scudetto, so the Serie A title, is not as important as the Champions League, then we rotate Lautaro Martinez a little bit, Marcus Thuram a little bit, Mkhitaryan or Çalhanoğlu. We can do whatever we want to in order to be fresh and to be ready for 120 minutes against Paris Saint-Germain in the final in Munich in 3 weeks from now. So, I mean, the odds are the odds, but I would say, 50-50 for sure. And I could really imagine that Inter gets the job done because of that piece of more experience and a piece also of extreme hunger that they're going to bring with to the final to Munich.
Inter legend, Jurgen Klinsmann, Inter legend.
Absolutely.
No, he's right, Ali. You have to.
I know.
You have to give 50-50 because a final is a final. That's a complete different story. And in order to analyze or project what you're going to see in a final, you have to go to the history of each club. The good thing for Paris Saint-Germain is in order to win the Champions League, you have to lose one final before. It happened to Chelsea. It happened also to Marseille. It happened to many other clubs. Before winning one, you have to lose one. So Paris Saint-Germain should win that one because they lost a couple of years ago. But you are talking about an Italian team who won so many times, who exactly know what it is to win a final. I mean, if you think that it's going to be easy or you are the favorite, you already lost. Because you have to accept the fact that at the end, before, as Gary Lineker said, you play against Germany, but at the end, Germany win. That's the same in club-wise with Italy. They always manage to win. Remember that absolutely crazy final between AC Milan and Barcelona at the time, where my friend Marcelo Sarri scored the 4th goal, and they won 4-0 or 4-1. That's absolutely crazy. When you play against an Italian team in the final, you're in danger, real danger. So, head down, work hard for Paris Saint-Germain, and maybe you can do it.
I did say that to overlook Inter would be a huge mistake, right? I did say that. Here's the other thing. There's some holes in the argument by Frank.
Yeah.
Inter did lose a final to Manchester City. So if the reasoning for PSG winning the finals because they just lost one, Inter did as well, and more recently. So,
but also Inter beat Germans as well in a final. Just to go back to the point.
There are many holes in the reasoning.
Frank. Many holes there. Yeah, even Robert, I can tell Robert's got a critique of that.
That's true.
Well, I was going to say that, Italian teams always win the Champions League, don't they? Oh, no, sorry, it's 2010 the last time anybody won it from Serie A. So it's a little time ago, only 15 years ago.
Oh, well.
They're due, Stewie.
There you go.
They're due.